Hello, doers. My name is Jose Ignacio, and welcome back. At Shady Grove, our motto is resting at new heights, and one of our priorities is managing room availability. We need to track services and resources per room to avoid overbooking. You might ask, isn't a room a physical good? Well, great question. A goods product tracks stock moving in and out of inventory. A service product is for time based bookings. No stock movement needed. With the sales and planning apps integrated into rental, we have everything that we need. The sales app supports price lists, quotation templates, and online payments. The planning app provides a nightly rental period with check in and check out times, resource management, and syncs bilaterally with the rentals app. By the end of this tutorial, we're going to know how to configure a hotel room as a rentable service, set pricing and availability, and manage bookings to prevent overbooking. So enough chit chat, let's hop right into it. First, let's configure the sales and rental app. So I'm going to open up the settings application over here, and then from the left-hand side, we're going to select sales. Perfect. So underneath our product catalog section, we want to ensure both variants and units of measure and packagings are enabled. Underneath pricing over here, we have discounts and price lists enabled. And next, we're going to select rentals right underneath the sales heading. So for this nice little first section that we have underneath the rental one, we have default delay costs. And these are set to apply after 2 hours. Think of this as a late checkout fee. And to our right, we have a default padding time of 45 minutes, or in this case, 45 hours. If this were one, that would be an hour. So this blocks rooms between guests so that staff have time to clean. Inside of our rent online section below it, we have our minimal rental duration set to 12 hours. This is just to prevent short stay micro bookings. Now, if you've done any changes, remember to hit save up in the top left before moving on. Okay, now it's finally time to set up our hotel room service. After all, a great stay doesn't just grow on trees. Well, actually at Shady Grove it kind of does. All right, so let's go out of here, back to our main dashboard and select the rentals application. All right, I'm going to select products up at the top. We're going to get started with a product that I've already basically created, and it's the deluxe room. So you'll notice below the nice little name right there, we have a checkbox next to rental. But I also want to enable the sales one as well for this. So I'm going to set our product type for this reason as a service. And let's skip the create on order area right there because we don't need to use the project app for a regular room rental. Instead, we're also going to make sure that our invoicing policy right there is prepaid/fixed price. And that's standard for hotels to secure funds up front. Finally, I think it's time for us to choose a category for this one. So for ours, it's going to be stay offer. Perfect. And that's to keep room rentals separate from other services. Now that we're all done with that, to prevent overbooking, I'm going to enable the plan services checkbox over here. This links the rental app to the planning app. In the as field that we have right here, we're going to create a new role. And think of roles as room types. So I'm going to enter deluxe room, and then we're going to click create and edit. Perfect. In the create planning role window, I'm going to add our physical room. So I'm going to enter in this resource field 102. Perfect. And then I'm going to select create and edit. So in this pop-up, I'm going to make sure to set the type that we have down below over here to material. Perfect. And this is since it's a physical object and not an employee. I'm going to click Save and New, and then I'm going to repeat this once again for the room 103. And once again, our type is material because again, it's a physical object. Now I'm going to hit Save to save our resources. Now I'm going to need to also click Save first before I can enable the very last feature. So I'm going to do this. And then now that we're back over here, I'm going to go to the deluxe room role using this right arrow link that we have right here, and we're going to reopen it. Perfect. So inside of this new role form, once again, the services field is automatically assigned to the deluxe room now. This displays the sync shifts over here and rental orders checkbox, and that's what we wanted. So we're going to enable that now. Now, Odoo automatically checks room availability. If both the rooms are occupied, the system blocks double bookings, and your team can manage occupancy in real time through the planning app. Now let's set the price of our hotel room. So I'm going to click on deluxe room from the breadcrumbs right over there, And then I'm going to select our rental prices tab. Perfect. In our pricing section, we're going to select add a price. And for this one, I'm going to select for the period, we're going to select nightly right there. And the price is going to be 125 USD. So the nightly period that we have right here lets us set specific check-in and check-out times. I'm going to click it and then I'm going to select the internal link just to confirm some of the details for our defaults. So this takes me over to the rental period form and I can see that the check-in over here for the nightly one happens to be at 1500, which is 3 p.m. and the checkout is at 10 a.m. I think now that we've gone over that, it's time for us to add a corporate rate for Stealthy Wood. And that's nice to learn because this is useful for negotiated rates with repeat or corporate customers. So, once again, deluxe room breadcrumbs and underneath nightly, add a price once again. So, for this one, it's also going to be nightly, but this time we have a price list Stealthy Wood corporate. All right, and now for our price. Doing a little bit of mental math here 106.25. That's a 15% discount. Finally, in the reservation section over here, I'm going to add our $125 fine, and we already have that. We're ahead of ourselves. This kicks in if a guest exceeds the 2-hour grace period that we set earlier. So pick whatever price you want there. All right, now I'm going to configure variants to track room amenities and guest capacity. So I'm going to select our attributes and variants tab right there. We're going to select add a line for our first one. This one's going to be a bed. We're going to click to select it. Then we can move on. So now we're over to our values field. For this one, it's a large double bed for this room specifically. And we also had another one that we had. It was the single bed. Now for it, I'm going to select both right there, just because. So now let's also select add a line, because for the second one, I'm going to add a guess attribute right there for this one. And now we can move on to values. I'm going to add from all of our available options. If I wanted to, we could select all of them just because this happens to be a deluxe, nice little room right there. All right, now that we're all done right there, I'm going to click our nice little cloud up at the top left just to save everything. So now that we're done with this, you'll notice something actually changed immediately. We have a variant smart button over here, and it displays the number of every possible room combination for our variants. Let's see how this looks on the website though. So we're going to select the go to website button over here, and boom, look at that. Guests can select their bed options right there, and they can then select their guest option right below it. And that looks nice. All right, you'll notice further beyond just selections for our variants and attributes, because we use nightly rental periods, the reservation calendar that we happen to have right there as well shows only dates and not hours, since check-in and check-out times are already pre-configured by us. And you'll see that when we select any of these little calendar icons. There's no clocks. So I'm going to select unpublished up at the top, just to publish this to go live. Don't forget that part, because there you have it. We just learned how to configure a hotel room as a service, linked it to the planning app for capacity management, and set up multiple rental pricing options. With the rental app, Shady Grove reservations are so easy, guests will never want to leave. Get it? Anyways, for more lame jokes by me, or nice jokes, depending on how you see it, check out our configuring a rental order video or the app documentation, as well as our other videos. That's it for today. See you next time. Go grab a snack.